A young lady reached out and she asked me if the GMAT is not an IQ test, why is it so damn hard to improve? And she had taken the exam 3 times, prepared for a while, and it's always the same score, just stuck around the same score. And the question is, how come it's not an IQ test? Because I just do not seem to improve. And the reason is the following. The GMAT is a test of acquired skill over lifetime. I'm going to repeat. The GMAT is a test of acquired skill over lifetime, and it's the same for any kind of a standardized test that is a timed test. Now, the same can be said of the SATs. It is not an IQ test. It is a test of acquired skill over the time that you spend in schools. Whatever skills you acquired during that time, that is really what matters. So let's say that you're someone who's preparing for the GMAT and you're really, really struggling. You're pushing really hard and you just do not seem to be making progress. Why? Well, the following is probably the reason. Number one, you did not change anything meaningfully in how you're actually taking the test. You didn't change how you perform under time conditions. And so when the clock starts, even though you studied, you learned new concepts, you solved new problems, if you hadn't really changed the form of your thinking, the style of your thinking, your score is not going to change. You have to remember that you're competing against a very large segment of people. So let's say that you're trying to aim for the 90th percentile. Think of someone who's acquired those skills and mastered those skills at a level of the 90th percentile during the time that they were 13 or 14 years old. You're now trying to compete against that person. So when you push towards that score, you're really going to start struggling because you're competing with someone who has improved or has mastered quantitative, almost mastered quantitative and verbal reasoning at a relatively speaking young age. And that's why it's so hard to actually approach and reach their level. And so what you have to do is work a lot harder. That is the fact. Now, the reason that you work harder than they have to is not because you have lower aptitude, but it's because you probably didn't acquire these skills at the time that you should have.